meeting of Common Council will come to order. In the absence of the mayor, the report of treasurer begins the meeting. And we'll go ahead and stand and have the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
My duty now is to ask Common Council for nominations for someone that will chair the meeting, and then we'll vote on that person.
I would nominate Sherry Hunter.
I would second that.
Second.
Thank you.
Any other nominations? Well, then, this we signify that we accept Sherry as our chairman for this meeting by saying aye.
Aye.
Sherry, it's all yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilman. I'd like to call the meeting to order and the reading of approval of minutes from workshop dated April 25th, 2022. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Approval of required budget revision. Mr. Ron?
We got one for the
Did you get both minutes?
minutes.
26 minutes?
We got the workshop.
Number 3.
Oh, sorry. I checked off number 3. Reading and approval of minutes from the regular council meeting dated April 26, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. All right. Now, number 4, approval of required budget revision. Mr. Johnson.
The city is required by the state auditor to do a budget revision toward the end of the fiscal year to try to reconcile all the inflows and outflows that weren't anticipated. Usually we do this in June, but because of the proximity of the council meeting to the deadline that we have to meet for this, we're doing this at this meeting. And generally, if you look at the increases, I sent all council members an email with the document and an explanation. Just a quick review of that says we showed some significant increases, but we had to book the value of the Pinecrest property. We had to book the value of the WJLS property. We had to book the ARPA funds and some additional monies from the fire levy and some contributions from the Board of Education that were substantial enough. So all those came down on the revenue side, and then they're all accounted for in general government, streets and transportation, and a couple of other items over there. So everything balances out. So if there are any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Any questions?
None. Motion to accept the budget revision as presented.
I'll second that.
Okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay. Receipt of bids for park equipment and installation of Freedom Park. These are CDBG funds.
And here are the bids with a small explanation on top.
Freedom Park Recreation Equipment and Installation. This is funded by a grant from the Land and Water Conservation Fund. It is for purchase of park equipment, surfacing, and installation at Freedom Park. The name of this installer is Radford and Radford. This total is $127,852. It has on here, not included alternates, $386,715. It seems to have all of the specs. And this is just another copy.
Yeah, they're required with those funds to send us 3 copies.
There are 3. There are
So,
3. Yep,
Council at large will have to meet and go over those.
yes. These will be turned over to council at large members, and Councilman Reedy and I will look those over. Here's another sealed bid for recreation equipment, poured in place rubber surfacing and fencing.
Wait a minute. Should we hit-
Which one do you
Is it the wrong one?
Sure.
Yeah, it didn't specify.
It doesn't
Does
specify.
it say for Scott Avenue or for?
It says, this is Court Street construction. This is says Scott Avenue.
Okay.
This is
Hold-
Scott Avenue.
Hold that one in abeyance for a minute.
Oh, this one? Freedom Park. Can you give the mayor these scissors? Thank you for those scissors.
They work.
They're better.
Better be damned with
Yeah,
that paper.
right. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Okay.
Here's a USB item in here. Freedom Park request for proposals, installation ADA compliant recreation equipment, and poured in place surfacing. This is from Cunningham Recreation from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Maybe, but it says
The total from this entity is $249,999.56. This item will be turned over to councils at large to look over specs and make sure that it meets all specs. Okay, that's for Freedom Park. So we're finished on that one?
That was probably number 8.
well, actually, we're
Number-
running on. Freedom Park.
Number 5 is Freedom Park.
That's what we were on.
That's not the number. No.
Next one's reconstruction.
Nebraska, Washington, 9th, 10th.
So we finished up number 5, Freedom Park. That's complete. Receipt of bids, we do not, do we have anything for Nebraska and Washington?
We have 2.
Also, street construction, paving of Nebraska Avenue, Washington Street, and 9th Street and 10th Street. This is HUD CDBG funded project for paving of streets. This bid includes milling the streets to the base and then paving them. This is from Teresa Ray, President, Lynn at asphaltsitework.com. This amount is $249,392. that says Nebraska, Washington, 9th and 10th Streets total, not including alternates. The bidder is Asphalt Contractors and Site Work, Inc., Lavalette, West Virginia. There's another. This is from Southern West Virginia Paving, Inc., for a total of $237,500. It has it broken down, how much for mobilization, Nebraska, Washington, 9th and 10th, with the total being $237,500 from Southern West Virginia Paving. These bids will be turned over to council at large. And that completes number 6, correct?
That's number 6.
On to 7, received a bids for paving a basketball court at Scott. This is this one? Oh, this is, you got more? This is Scott as well.
That's the basketball court.
Basketball court?
This one's just for
Basketball court, okay. Okay. All right, basketball court at Scott. This is HUD, CDBG funded project for paving a basketball court at Scott Avenue Park. This is also from Southern West Virginia Paving. The total amount is $55,800, and it gives 1, 2, 3, 4 items as to what the installation will be, but that is the total, $55,800 from Southern West Virginia Paving for the basketball court. Also for the basketball court, Exterior Services, Inc. is the bidder. Sorry for the delay. Okay. The total for this basketball court paving is $73,000 even. And I apologize, it's on the very last page, so took me a while to get to it, but we got to it. 73,000 flat. Those will be turned over to council at large. That's the basketball court. Number 7, more.
No,
This
this is number 8.
This is number 8?
You already
Okay.
have one number 8.
Yes, we only have one. All right, Scott Avenue Park installation, this is HUD CDBG funding. This is for installation of park equipment and surfacing for Scott Avenue. Now, there's a manufacturer, but then there's the name and address of installer. Would it be the name and address of the installer? It is for $84,520 when I find the name of the company. It has two names. Court Street Construction is this, for this bid. Court Street Construction. They are the installer for this. All right. Also for Scott Avenue Park installation, CDBG funding. This is from Radford and Radford. For the amount of, they have park fencing, $37,352. They have basketball court fencing, $24,690. But then they have preparation and installation, $62,042. It looks like the grand total is $87,756, not including alternates. The combined total cost, Scott Avenue Park, not included with all of those added up, not including alternates, is $256,345. With all of those items adding up to that amount. There was recreation equipment, $106,547. So by the time you take into equipment installation, site preparation, recreation equipment, park fencing, and all of that, the grand total is $256,345.
Hey, Sherry,
What?
the gentleman right there raised his hand. He may have a comment about that.
My bid from Court Street Construction, that was only the first item. My total bid is on, at the end of those items.
And what was the name of your company, sir?
Court Street,
Court Street?
the one before.
The last one? Thank you.
$250,000? Yes. His total bid was $250,000.
Okay.
Would have been good at $84,000.
Thank you, sir. I apologize. Thank you for clarification. All right, so that completes
What was Court's bid?
$250,000.
Okay.
So that completes receipt of bids for installation of recreation equipment, put in place forever, and all that. Scott Avenue. Okay. Number 9, receipt of bids to furnish gravel for installation of others by Scott Avenue.
We didn't receive
We
any
didn't
bid.
receive any bids.
No.
Will we republish that?
I think so, yes.
Okay. We did not receive any bids for the gravel for installation by others at Scott Avenue Park. That's also CDBG. So we will republish that in the coming days. Okay, that completes number 9. Number 10, resolution authorizing city to accept donation of 2 parcels of real estate located off Cook and Dock Avenue for benefit of Beckley Sanitary Board.
Yes, I'll handle that.
Mr.
Thank you.
Hall?
Thanks, Sherry.
The Sanitary Board adopted a resolution at their meeting on May 11, 2022, requesting the City of Beckley Common Council to accept 2 lots that are being donated to the City of Beckley. These lots are located, they're described as lots 67 and 68 Sylvia. They're on tax maps of the Raleigh County Assessor's Office on map 40, parcels 272 and 273. And these are parcels that are being impacted by work, which there's a sewer and stormwater upgrade replacement project taking place in the South Fayette Street, Koch Avenue, and Dock Street area. And these 2 parcels are being directly impacted. There is no cost to the city in receiving these. These are being donated to the City of Beckley. And this is at the request of the Sanitary Board. And so I would just ask that the resolution that each of you has in front of you be adopted. It simply authorizes the City of Beckley to accept these 2 parcels and basically place these on their records. So that's what it is, Sherry. We require a motion to
Okay, do we have
pass.
a motion?
I move that we accept the resolution as
Okay.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Resolution passed. Thank you. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
Number 11, award of bid for asphalt, concrete, stone, and reinforcement rods. Did we receive anything on that?
Yeah, we received it last meeting. We had Southern West Virginia Paving. We have 4 different types. They have base 1 or base 2 or P&L 1 at $92.50 a ton, wearing 1 at $97.50 per ton, curb mix at $107 per ton, and tennis mix at $107 per ton. I'll make a motion that we accept.
Do I
Second.
have a second? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Bid accepted. Thank you. Anything from council for old business? Anybody?
I do have a question about the stone here. Can we use that as a bid, Billy, for the item 9 on our list?
We can check with our consultants. Since we're using CDBG funds, federal funds for that, we may be able to. Their bidding requirements are a bit different than the city's bidding requirements, but if we can demonstrate we met all our criteria, I think we may be able to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Do I have any items from council for new business?
I had something for old business.
Yeah.
I had a little update on Stifler. I know next time you were wearing that, I wanted to ask if Mr. Trump had any more information. It seems like sanitary board's been there the last few days. It looks like they're going to start working on the stormwater, I'm guessing. And I was just wondering if that's the case. And I had one of the residents reach out to me the last couple of days about it.
We're looking at the different things. One of the foundational things that has to be done is stormwater has to be managed. And I think stormwater's been up there looking at the problem. I've contacted people at the Ethics Commission and at the State Auditor's Office to see what may be the best course going forward. And, we still have a ways to go on this. But we're trying to make some progress. I don't know how soon or even if we'll get there, but we're trying.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have 2 things about old business. I see in my mail, I got the Rhododendron Festival brochure, and 2 Saturdays ago was the Bill Withers event up at Beckley Intermodal Gateway. It was a rainy afternoon, and they did it underneath where the bus station was, and there wasn't the biggest crowd you would imagine, but it was a nice crowd, and there was vendors down there, and the music was wonderful.
Good.
And as far as I'm concerned, I think that should happen, year after year. It's a great event, and it's, in its 2nd year, and it could grow into something a lot bigger and better.
It's so nice to see that people are still wanting to participate and it can get bigger. I agree totally.
Yeah,
Councilman Soper. I think it's a wonderful thing. Last year's was impressive, and we will just do it again.
yeah.
Keep
And
it
then,
coming.
the other thing I wanted to ask, how's the swimming pool situation with the lifeguards? Are we gonna open Memorial Day? I mean, that's usually when a pool opens.
I've had conversations with Leslie even today, and she's supposed to have a meeting with the company that we've brought in to do that.
Yeah.
Right now, I can't say with any assurance that all the pools will be open, because I haven't really gotten any confirmation. Hopefully, we will at least initially get Black Knight open, because we only need a few guards there, and it just depends on how well this company holds up to their contract.
Okay,
But we all got our
We got our
fingers
fingers
crossed.
crossed.
Yes, we do.
okay. Thank you, Billy.
Okay. Is that anything on new business?
With respect to new business, if I may, Chair, I think council members have individually been approached by different members of the media about a discussion of old, so to speak, with respect to the city manager. This council really hasn't weighed in on that discussion, but I went to some of the elders, who I'm sure they wouldn't mind naming them, but prior council members that educated me as far back as Emmett Pugh, and the different times that this discussion has come up about whether or not council had at different times supported a city manager. For instance, there was a gentleman who came in and city managed for the town of Weirton and did a fantastic job. You know, there are persons that have that specific skill set. In fact, they go to a higher educational curricula solely for those purposes. Does it make sense in Beckley? Would we have to change some of our statutory construction to create a phenomenon where those persons are beholden to council? Would they be appointed by council? Would they be hired and at the pleasure of the mayor only? All those things really need to be discussed and workshopped. I really hate that every election year, the three hot button issues always pop up about things that nobody seems to care about unless it's an election year. And it seems like this is something that happens also, this discussion of whether or not a city manager is appropriate for our town. So I would respectfully request we put a bee in the bonnet of our mayor to coordinate a workshop, so we can either, with some finality, respond to the people who've asked us about this issue that's been raised on numerous occasions with we looked into it and no, we're not going to do that. Or we've looked into that and yes, it's a fantastic idea, sliced bread. So if we could move that forward, I really would like to have a conversation and then respond to the public, yes, this is something we want to do, or this isn't feasible for specific reasons. There's a lot of pros and cons to it. I mean, right now, I think the city hire a mayor, and they through their vote, and they hire someone who has experience that they think can do the things, a lot of which a city manager would do. But that being said, there's a skill set there that it may make sense to bring someone in. I really would like for us to sit down and be beholden to our voters with a definitive answer in the affirmative or the negative. But that's my new business item I'd like to approach.
Thank you, Robert. Appreciate that.
I'm with you too, and like this is somewhat of our midterm, so it's not an election cycle
It's not.
right at this moment. So it would be a good time to discuss that, for sure.
Thank you.
Those are great comments. I have something on new business. I want to thank Beckley Beautification and Board of Public Works, because when you drive in downtown Beckley, you see beautiful hanging baskets. It takes a village to have our downtown look beautiful, and Board of Public Works makes sure, you can't get a second opportunity to make a good first impression. And when you go down and enter on Neville Street, you see those beautiful flowers. So, and all of the flower beds that all of the Beckley Beautification gals who are volunteers work on, so thank you. They're beautiful. Now it is time for public comments, and I would like to announce, if calling in by phone, dial 3 to raise your hand. If connected by computer, click the hand icon on your participants panel. And the first person I have is Ms. Carter. or make a comment? Ms. Carter, as always, you have 3 minutes to state your comment, and Mr. Trump, can you get that ready? Tell me
I'm
when.
ready. I'm ready.
Here, we're
Good
ready.
evening. Thank you, council.
Thank you.
But everybody knows me by now, I think. I live at 323 G Street on the corner of Canada and G. And first of all, I'd like to say I'm getting the benefits of the new school being built because they've torn up the street and they're upgrading the sewer and the drainage system there. However, since it's done, they've got the new grates in the new system. The street is totally torn up on both sides. Either we have dust now or we have mud the last couple of days. And it's right, I'm on the corner, so I get it from both sides. So I was wondering, is there someone I could talk to? I understand that it's up to the city and the sanitary board that that would be repaved. When can we expect maybe some paving or whatever to cut that down? Are we going to have to wait until the school is finished?
Ms. Carter, we will refer that to Jerry Stump and Board of Public Works and let them know that you have an issue. And certainly, I wouldn't think that you would have to wait, I'm just saying, until the end of when the school is completed. But thank you for bringing that to our attention.
We have
Certainly.
several elderly people, the weather's breaking, they kind of want to sit outside, but it's either dusty or mud.
Well, and to validate your concerns, the parents that do the pickup and drop off at Stratton.
Right there,
Somehow
at that
you've
corner.
suffered through having an entire chunk of your area blocked off.
Right.
I don't even know how you got home.
Well, I parked at a neighbor's, and the construction crew, whoever Lynch that was hired, these guys were really good, and they were very considerate. If you went out, and talked to them, where are you going to be, so I can make sure to get in and out. But basically, since I live on that corner, I was blocked off several times, even getting into my driveway, because it's on Canada Street and my front is on G Street.
I checked into it because I had some of the similar concerns as, again, my child sucks up all that dust on the playground out front. I think one of the reasons it hasn't happened yet is because they're moving so much in the way of heavy equipment.
Right.
In and out. If they would have paved
Paved
the
it,
right of way, it would
they'll
have
tear it
already
up.
destroyed it.
I understand.
Some of those cranes that they've been bringing in are monstrous.
Oh, I've been out there,
Yeah.
and so,
Don't know how you couldn't
Yeah.
see them, but thank you
but
so much.
just
Thank you.
concern of maybe when we can get something
Okay.
to get that down.
We'll talk to Jerry Stump,
Thank you.
and we'll get back with you. After the council meeting, come see me and take down your number. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, Mr. Neighbors, Reverend Neighbors, please.
Good evening
Hi,
to
Reverend
the
Neighbors.
council members and all. I'm here representing East Beckley Bulldogs. There's one passed down, along with a couple of my board members. And this is concerning the football team in the East Beckley area. And in the past, East Beckley had a team, but they had folded, and all the kids were going to Southwest to play, and a lot of kids wasn't getting to play. So we came together and we formed a board. We've already, had several meetings, and it's very simple what y'all could do. I'm asking for $10,000, and all you gotta do is say, I need a motion. Somebody say, I so move, second, and then y'all give us the money. Just that simple. That's the way it's been going so far. All right, but, we have had some sign-ups. We have kids that have already signed up, and we're gonna try to do it right to give some of the additional kids opportunity for recreation. You're funding for the skateboard, Freedom Park, you're getting basketball courts where I used to play on Scott Avenue. Then you have another one over there, that I saw down in the dip on, was at Broadway. So I've seen the work that, you've done, as far as that. And then another one up on Truman Street, so you've done, the city's done a great job. And so we're just asking if there are funds available. $10,000 would get us off great. And so that's about it. And I do have, I don't know, but I will mention this, that I have the West Virginia fund in the COVID bill where the state got $4 billion. The county got 14.23 million, and Beckley received, I don't know if any of those funds could be used for that, but Beckley received $8.36 million. So we're just asking for just a little bit of that, if you can. I don't know if the COVID money will cover that. Thank you very much.
May I ask
Thank
you
you,
a quick
Mr.
question?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Reverend, if I may, all of the kids at Stratton, because it's a school that receives a lot of money as a Title I school. All the kids receive notifications that if they were interested, but couldn't afford the enrollment fees to organize
Yeah.
team sports this year.
Yeah.
That would be subsidized from some of that COVID money.
Okay.
Have you checked in with the Board of Education to confirm that now that this team is organized and structured, you couldn't tap into that money that they've been provided?
Well, we talked about it in our meeting.
Okay.
So it has come up in our meeting, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, someone was authorized to go check on it.
Good.
So we're a little bit ahead of you on that, well,
Good.
thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
sir.
we are aware of it, and so, but a lot of, we need a lot of money for equipment, we've.
Starting fresh.
Yeah, we starting fresh, y'all, and some of y'all might have played. I did, when me and the Civitan Club had it, back years ago. And all of my boys played, for the, and we, so you understand why it's the Bulldogs, because it used to be the Wildcats, but we trying to, Stratton was the Bulldogs, so we're incorporating the Stratton in with the East Beckley Bulldogs, incorporating Stratton in it also, so. That's why, that's why I got the name. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Amers. Thank you,
All
Mr.
right.
Mayor.
Have a blessed day.
Okay, next we have Paul Hutchinson. Paul?
My legs are worn out from climbing the steps in the back. Well, I haven't been here for, Madam Chairman, excuse me. I haven't been here for a couple of years or so, since Tom Sofer asked me to come and sort of head up the dedication, I believe, of the Clarence W. Meadows bypass that is now finished and been finished now for a couple of years. So we had set dates for that on several occasions, but because of the COVID, et cetera, or the governor couldn't make it, or the Meadows family, that was a bad date, we're back where we started. So it's all sort of been around, the governor is a Beckley boy, Beckley guy. We'd sort of like him to be there because this is a dedication of a Meadows bypass, which is a former governor and an only governor from Beckley. So he doesn't like to set appointments too far in advance, so we've had to juggle that ball too, and we certainly will respect him for that. So right now, Michelle Rottanini and I have been trying to coordinate this, and she has gotten two dates, the 15th and the 28th of next month, but we have a problem with the 15th, so we're there on the 28th so far, just set. The three sponsors, and we talked to you all a couple of years ago, I believe the county is going to be a sponsor. The chamber is going to be a sponsor, and I think your mayor has discussed along the way that you all would be a sponsor at no cost to the city. Yet, we might ask you for 500 or 1,000 later, but we already have, because Tom Sofer either has it or he knows where it is, about $700 or $800. Right there, write a check. So we think that probably there shouldn't be more than a couple of $1,000s to put this on. And this would be a luncheon at either the Civic Center or the Black Knight at noon on that date, and then the dedication on the road or at the road, 2 o'clock on a Saturday. Okay,
30 seconds.
sir?
You have 30 seconds
30
left.
seconds.
I didn't hear you.
You have 30 seconds left.
Oh, okay. All right, well, I have to talk faster. Okay, so that's where we are now, and I will get back to you all then at a later time. And I would like to appear next time we need to talk about Beckley. As you may or may not know, Thursday, Alfred Beckley will be 220 years old. I haven't seen much in the newspaper. I checked with the editor today. They haven't done much as far as Beckley, but I'll see you all then in a couple of weeks or so. We'll talk about that. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul, for your due diligence on the naming of the Clarence Meadows Boulevard. That's one.
Yeah, that extra $700 came from from money that the Meadows family had put together, and they paid for this roadside marker that's out on the Clarence W. Meadows Boulevard, and the Historical Society wrote the text that needed to be put to the sign and applied for the application and all, and the family generated more than the sign cost. So we paid the sign, and the Historical Society has that extra $700 to put forth towards a party for that. That's where that comes from, not out of my pocket.
So thank you all for being a sponsor.
Clarify that.
So glad
Foods
that
isn't
Thank
paid.
you.
Way to go, money bags, way to go.
Before our adjournment, we're going to be meeting in executive session. So we'll
We'll have to have a motion to go
motion
into
to
executive
executive.
session.
We have a motion.
So moved.
And seconded.
Second.
You gotta check online.
Yeah, check your online.
I'm sorry. Oh, right. I do, okay, they didn't, okay. If calling in by phone, dial 3 to raise your hand. If connected by computer, click the hand icon on your participants panel. Do I have anybody that is,
I believe that's *3, just not the number 3. I think they have to hit *3.
I didn't see star 3?
Correct.
Star 3?
Yeah,
Star
star
3?
three.
Thank you, Cody. No one signed up? Now,
I would move for us to go into executive session.
second?
Second.
All right, executive session it is.
You can vote on
Do I have a vote?
Aye.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
it. Let's retired Billy Trump.
I have a motion that we exit out of executive session.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. Motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
We are adjourned.